Okay, we are live. Sorry for all the itches. We're back now and we are ready. We're ready. Hello, Mama. I'm just going to
Hello,
go
thank you
type.
very much for bringing me in.
Yes, so we are ready.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're up on Facebook and Instagram now. Okay, so
okay.
welcome to Speaking from Experiences of Todd. And I believe the last episode, the fourth guest couldn't really confirm. So you are our final guest for now. For now,
Thank you.
I have to tell you for now because I know you're still going to come back sometime soon.
Yeah, thank
But for
you.
now, yeah. And so I'm so excited to be having this conversation with you. And interestingly, tomorrow is your first son is going to be 40 tomorrow. So you're the mother of a 40-year-old man.
Thank you.
and and I remember we used to call him Stephen Okaka Publishing back then.
Mm,
With all the cartoons and the things he used to draw and publish. He would even make the books and seal it with different things. He was very innovative with his improvisation then. And decades down the line, after mental health nursing, or he's still a mental health nurse, but distractions from life, he hasn't really focused on that aspect. But alas, he popped a surprise in our faces and said, tomorrow, which is my 40th birthday, I'll be launching 4 books at once. And so all I just want you to do for me for this my birthday is just to pre-order these books. And those books are at a steal. If you pre-order the 4 books all at once, the prices are just close to nothing. So I'm going to put the link somewhere around this video when I post the replay. Please just click the link. If you've experienced Stephen Onoviran before, he's an amazing young man. You know that he's a lover of God. Is I'm very passionate about anything he's doing. So he's got a book on IELTS and he's got other books on other topics as well. All 4 books I promise will be life-changing for you. So make sure that you just celebrate him, with us as he celebrates his 40th birthday, and make sure that you pre-order the book. Order for yourself, for your brothers, for your sisters, for your wife, for your children, even if you don't have IELTS plan, it will help your English. So order it anyway, because the package is better for you, it's cheaper for you, and you get a vast idea of what he's trying to share from his heart in the past 40 years I have spent in this earth. And as somebody that is also spirit filled, he's a man of God, trust me. So those books are anointed. So please, by 2 p.m. tomorrow is when the pre-order ends. So make sure that you click the link. I'll be sharing it over and over again before the end of the pre-order. Make sure you click the link and order your copy. Bulk order for friends. Even if you just be ordering, you don't know who you will give yet, just order. That's what we're trying to ask you to do as you celebrate my mom's first son and my big bro, okay, on his 40th birthday. So mom, do you have anything to add to that before we go into this our conversation?
yeah, thank you, Ruth. It's absolutely amazing to have 4 books all at once, marking one per 10 years. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
That has been his something he's been looking forward to. He's been doing right from nursery school.
Yes.
When he comes back home, he will draw something and say that is his book. Can you help me write it? And so I'm not surprised he's doing that. And I believe that one other thing that I saw attached to his name while I was looking is Pastor Stephen Onovino, he has not
That's
been
surprise. It's
doing.
always been.
So he has always been a brother or somebody. But for the first time,
Yeah.
I saw that, and that makes me back to memory lane, because that was one of the prayers prayed concerning him while he was even in utero, that this one will be a pastor. This one will preach the word of God. This one will evangelize. This one will lead many to the kingdom of God. And that gives me joy. And I believe that you will do well getting those books. You will not be,
Yes. Yeah.
you'll not be disappointed.
Yeah.
So don't say I'm not doing IS, but get one for just for your library, just to
Okay.
stand there.
Yeah.
And Thank you very much. God
Thank
bless you.
you. Yeah, you know, when you said you're happy to see the pastor, I think the pastor is now official, but he has always been a
Mm,
pastor. Because even
I
from
know.
primary school, it's always been teased. Secondary school, everywhere he goes, people call him pastor. He acts the pastor life, but now
Mm.
he's like officially a pastor because he's always been preaching. Anybody that knows Stephen will know that he's the one that's always preaching to people everywhere. He always praying, always, always doing something spiritual. He's always been that kind of person, and so we're happy that the title is now official, and is all those books are also, three of them, I believe, or two of them are just there to spread the message of the kingdom as well. So yes, you definitely do yourself a favor and a disfavor if you don't buy it, if you don't pre-order. So please go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's jump right
Actually, I have done mine, so please do yours too.
Okay. So I'm the one
Thank
slacking
you.
now. So I'm going to do mine right after this video
Mm,
and expect that you all will do yours as well. But look out
yeah.
for that link, and we'll be grateful that you listen to us to, just make our son and my brother's day. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Mom, for coming
Thank you.
to have this conversation with us. First week we had um Pastor Mrs. Joseph, and she's currently married. I think she said she's married for 46 years or so. Last week, which is the second episode, we had somebody, Coach Ife Ogona. She was married for 21 years, but unfortunately, she's separated and then divorced. And she shared from her own lens as well. And that was also another great episode. I don't know if you were able to watch it, but it was a good one. The replay is on YouTube. And now we're going to be having the conversation with somebody who was there but is no longer there, not because of divorce, but is widowed. And I just want to take you back memory lane, okay, to share with us when you got married, okay. What was your first shocker? What was the first shocker that you got when you got married? Because I believe that a lot of people, all of us get shockers. So what was your own first shocker?
The first shocker was the transformation of identity.
Okay.
It was a shocker to me to want to write my name. I had
Yes.
forgotten, and because we when in the way we married, we finished, we got home, and we were home, but there was a form I needed to fill. I had forgotten that my name is no longer Ayodele. And so I wrote. Then my signature, I have been trying before marriage to try to change it. Unconsciously, I just put Ayodele. And my husband was just said, "Excuse me, that is not your name." I said, "That's my name." I had forgotten. It was a shocker that it wasn't a serious shocker, but it's still a shocker
Like
to me.
a name that you've known for over 30 years.
Yes, the other one is the fear of intimacy.
Okay.
It was a shocker because I had always been with girls. I had so much girls in my house and my life. My house was literally like an hostel for people, people persecuted, married women, single women, ladies, girls, and so on. So at first, like going to bathroom, I was still fully dressed because I've been used to that. Even with the girls, I've been used to. And they said, "Are you sleeping like this?" I said, "Yes," because well, a little bit of shyness was there. And then going to the bathroom, I had, and I was coming by, why are you this dress? I'm always dressed from the bathroom because I have girls in my house. So when I'm going to the bathroom, I have everything up to my undies and so on. So I just come out, put on my uniform, and go to work. That's how I had been. Now it was a bit a shocker that I would be undressing
In presence of
and
somebody,
so on. So
a man.
that was those are the initial things.
Okay.
There was that one being uncomfortable, even in the bed. You feel like, am I going to fall off bed? They said, careful, don't fall off that bed. And but as time goes on, one gets into it.
Yeah.
The other one were later in life. that you think your role now becomes different. In my house, I just get home, my girls, they would have cooked. I always have a girl in my house, not because they are servants or something, but because probably there's a problem in the family. They have driven them from home or something like that. So they're there and they would have cooked. So getting home to do the cooking in the morning and then in the afternoon was another change of role for me. I got it. It went quickly, but um, some things that used to be during courtship ran away. You know, all the laughter and the talking that has no, you just laugh, you just smile, everything, whether stupid or, but now you are in serious relationship, a
Oh, I
serious
love
matter.
you.
In courtship, you just find yourself, and it's a lie laugh.
It's not like that. It's
It's all
bubbly
lie.
and funny.
Because just to make things, you see the man, whether it's just a grin or a real laughter. And
Oh, yeah.
but you now get into serious states and you look at your face, think that you think it is funny. Do you think that is funny? It's time to go to church, and you are thinking, I was just trying to show you, say, trying to show me what? And 10 minutes to time to go to church. And reality comes to dawn on you.
Oh, God.
Those things that happen in courtship are just mirage. All the sit down and talk. You want ice cream? Yeah, yeah, go and buy it. Ah, you
Real
want
life
ice
has
cream?
started.
The real life now comes into being. Um, you now start discovering holes. You now start. So for me, you discover some holes. You see the brother well set when he comes out, isn't it? Now you will see that he doesn't know how to put tie when he comes back from work. And you want to think, am I going to be picky? I don't pick things around in my house. Those girls, they know where to put things. And they put it there. My room is my room. They don't even come anyhow. Even when I started being mothers, my children don't just come to my room anyhow.
Mm.
So, but those things were there. But now, you come, it's just coming. Goodness me. Bag there, shoe there. And that is when you start knowing the man.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
you want me to
The
say more?
checkers, and it's okay. I'm sure the ones you've shared, a lot of us can relate. We can relate. Anybody that is married can relate. And so anyone who is
Hmm.
married that is listening, just know that some of these things definitely come up. Especially like that one of intimacy. Sometimes I'm thinking, am I doing the right thing? Is this godly or not? And I remember, oh, actually, Ruth, you're married. You're married. You're okay. So
Absolutely. Like, am I committing sin?
So it takes a while before your body actually adjusts because your body and your
Hmm.
brain, they're kind of, so yeah, I'm sure a lot of us can relate to some of those checkers. So that's powerful. And I
Hmm.
see that you're entering into the conversation around you seeing the loopholes. And so I'll move into the question of how did you then manage conflicts? How did you progress into addressing those issues, those holes that you now started to pick? Like, okay, how do we now work on this or work with this, or how do we manage the situation? I'll move to that now.
I want to say here at this point that what I'm going to share now, they are just practical guidelines.
Okay.
They are not one cap fits all heads,
So yeah.
because in various homes there are different things you have to do to meet different things. In meeting these needs, people pull it as sometimes you become a pleaser. You just please that person. He put his tie there, you take it, you hang it. Put his shoe there, you take it, you take it. You put it there. He leaves the spoon on the. Some people when they're eating, they're talking and eating. You are not used to that. Maybe your mom has always told you, stop that, and it's used to your head. When you get there, you become a pleaser. So I got to that point that there are some things I had to get this with it, whether it's acceptable or not. In my house, we don't eat things like a bar. We eat it once in a week. because my mom believes that it caused angular stomatitis,
Okay.
and it can be stuck to your head or your throat if you don't use a lot of soup. Then I got to a place where in the eba is, they have not eaten eba, then food is not, they have not eaten. It has to be kokore with eba. I've never, it just, that kokore to me then looks like something. So you've got to get to accepting some things. So as pleasing, accepting, sometimes you avoid some things. You go on to do an avoidance. Sometimes there is that changeability. Just change yourself. We don't eat amala in my house. We believe that it is black. But I got to my husband, we have to eat eba, we have to eat amala. We eat ikokore. Those things that I don't eat. I don't know how to make ikokore. There's no YouTube now. YouTube will teach you everything. No
Yeah.
YouTube to teach anybody. So I had to be asking questions. So how do they cook it? Somebody told me, I went, I made a little. And eventually I got to know how. So your changeability. Then sometimes I had to compromise. One day my husband said, I was really pregnant and so tired. I felt like I want to eat something. He then went to make, he said, okay, I will make food for you. So he make eba. Is it eba or amala or something? The bolus was as big as that. Then he bought momo. I think we know it. If it is not done well, there'll be stone. It's the brown one that you have to actually remove the whole stone thing. He just cut it, rinse it in water, pop it inside the pot, and they got ewedu and pour the ewedu like that, no chopping. He pour it, put pepper, put oil, whatever. I don't know what he cooked. He just brought it. I looked at, what is this? I put my thing like that. I look at the ewedu, what is this? But that compromise in me felt this man has spent time doing that. Let me encourage him. He will still eat his own, so he will understand what I have eaten. Because at that time, I was in hospital. Mm, and then I just took the first one. The stone went into in my brain. I just swallowed it because it was like, he was stood there looking. I finished eating the rubbish halfway and I said, I'm okay. And then he rushed home to have his own. He
Alas.
rushed back to the hospital and said, Dad, how did you eat that food? I put it in my mouth. I said, I'm sorry, I made rubbish. How did I make the thing? So there are times when you teach your lesson, not in shouting,
Experience.
not in, it's not like it's palatable for me, but I wanted a lesson to be brought home. And shouting will not answer every question. Sometimes we cooperate with them. And sometimes your commitment to the marriage makes you to take a lot of things. So when the shockers, if I tell you that there were more than 50 shockers, and each of the time you use different things, you
Methods.
think. But also, I want to say that it is your state of heart that determines how you. So it's the matter of the matter now is the matter of the heart. When your heart is clear with the Lord, He will give you understanding. Number three thing, apart from the physical thing, is prayer. Because if you don't pray, shocker will shock you. You know how electric shock you. You are down on the floor. It will so shock you that you are out of your marriage without, and people are out there to when somebody got shocked, they will say they should use stick and hit, and that's how they will hit you. If you allow yourself to be shocked and be shocked off. So the best thing to do is find your own, it's you. You look at what is it? If I eat that mama, I will not die. Who told me that they should chop ewedu before they eat it? Is it not we that invented it? So for that single day in my life, it will not kill. Who told me that if I pick that tie up and put it where it is. After a while, he will be ashamed of putting it there because each time she puts it there, you're not saying anything, but you are saying something.
Yeah.
There is much word in silence. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
want to overtake so many
Yes. So
time, but
thank you. You've shared a
yeah.
lot there, and what you just shared reminded me of what they taught us in I think is it sociology or which subjects now, where they talked about group dynamics. And they say
Mm,
when people come together, because marriage is a group of two people that
mm,
don't know each other, like brought up in different ways. They've spent at least 2 decades of their lives, being brought up in a completely different way. So even siblings that are brought up in the same house, there's a lot
ah,
of conflict. I
ah,
finish shouting and shouting. Or these ones are just a year difference in when they were born, brought up in the same value with the same values and all of that. There's still conflict. How much more two different people coming together? And in that group dynamics, they talked about storming. Now, in the first instance, there will be that storming, like you're trying to like those holes you talked about. What's going on here? What's going on there? What's going on? And then you now move to the numbing phase where you
yeah.
now begin to blend somehow, and you shared some things. Either just take it, or you just avoid, or change yourself, or compromise, or
Mm,
cooperate. Those are those things you need to do to begin to normalize the situation, begin to build your
mm,
own new life there. You are not the daughter of whoever you were before, or you are now the wife of somebody. So new cultures, new values, new styles will now be built, and then the marriage will begin to perform from there. But a lot of times, those things mentally, but we don't really apply them. But from what you were sharing, it just brought that knowledge back to me. That how do we know? How do we norm? How do we blend into that new group that we found ourselves? Sometimes you just have to overlook things. Just all the things I shall shared. Yeah. Don't let me repeat them again. Powerful, powerful points there. So some things you talk about, some things you avoid, some things you compromise, some things you eat the stone like that. It's not going to kill you one day. And let them learn from that themselves as well without you even saying a word. So yes, thank you so much, Mama, for sharing that. Um,
mm.
I just wanted to share briefly because I want us to move to the motherhood part of this conversation now. But what are some things that I think you've touched on it, that don't let the shock you off, because they'll use stick and woes you where you have been shocked off. But what are some things you wish men and women, or women mainly, who are the ones we're talking to now, should would know about marriage? I wish I could tell a lot of women this one thing or these two things, to make their marriages better based on experience, interaction. Yes, you've been widowed for a while, but I know you've interacted with a lot of married people. You have wisdom from experiencing and seeing other people's lives. You've spoke about always having people in your house. Now I understand why you will still always have people in your house, even up until recently. So anyway, so tell us what you think married people should know, that will make their marriages better.
Say that again.
Okay, tell us a few things that you wish married people would know or knew that will make their marriages better.
Thank you. I want to first of all say that what I ordered versus what I got is marriage. You have put your mind like this is the man I want to marry.
Sorry
I
to
can find
interrupt
it in this
you,
man.
Mom.
Hmm?
Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. Barkande is here and he's saying hi. So say hello to him too.
Oh, hello, my dear brother. How are you?
I wanted to say it before, but it skipped my mind. I said, you can proceed. And other
So
people
it's
are
like,
saying hi too. Everybody's saying hello to you. They're watching.
hi,
Yeah.
everyone. So it's like what I ordered versus what I got. When you say, this is the kind of lady I want, or this is the kind of man I want, and so on, that is what you are ordering. But when you get home, it might be a different thing that you find there. And when you get that, please be careful that you are not defensive. A defense, there is a counter attack. And when there's a counter attack, there will be over explaining of issue. And over explaining of issue will distort the information you will hear and everything. Rather, try as much as possible to prevent defensiveness. And also in marriage, please remove content. Contents bring a different family dynamics. You are just in your mind, your behavior is just like I'm higher than you, and I'm higher than you. My mom, in my house we don't do this. In my house we don't do this. My mom told me that we should be present. My dad said, my uncle said, and so on. That man, just like Ruth said earlier on, you are in a different role. You are no longer the daughter of that your father and mother. You are the wife of Mr. X, Y, and Z. And as such, content will not work. All these content shows by eye rolling, screaming in discourse, calling names and mockery. Egbe, take it,
That's what
chop
we call
it,
attitude. That's what we call.
or singing sarcastic song, the Oluwa o ṣe gbada, all those kind of contemptuous behavior will not help in marriage. Even in the mouth where they live together, teeth and the tongue, they still injure one another. No one will come out for one another. They will both be there. And tomorrow, teeth will still bite and tongue will still roll. So remove content. Rather, invest your own personality. Marriage requires investment. Investment starts with loving yourself. I've watched a lot of video of Ruth on self-love. It's about self-care. It's about making when we get there, I will say it. One of the things that I found I didn't do much was that one. But self-care will help you to help yourself physically, emotionally, psychologically. You are well armed and prepared for whatever is coming. Your content will not solve the problem, but your being actively involved in what's happening in your home. When your husband said you did this, okay, let's listen, let's converse. That conversation goes a long way. A conversation with a good listening, a conversation with rational thinking, not a conversation to win an argument, not a repeating or following of words. There are so many marriages in the Bible that shows different kind of what I'm talking about now, where there is talking on issue and not getting to the end. Nurture your relationship. When you say nurture, you are the one going to feed it. What do you want in it? Feed it with it. You want the sun? Feed it with the sun. You want water? Put water. You want manure? Put manure. You want fertilizer? Put fertilizer. Not rubbish. Put right thing. Not words of people that will destroy you. Those people who tell you, if it's me, I won't take it. I watch some films and I know it's true into life. He keeps saying, I won't take it. And in his house,
Taking times 10.
he's taking even times 10 of that. So don't listen to people who will destroy you. Invest in your relationship. Invest in all that you do. When you withdraw, you are stonewalling. Do not stonewall in your marriage. Do not, during a conversation, without a resolution, you just walk away or you give silent treatment. Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma. All right. You want to go to market? Bye. That is stonewalling. And when you are stonewalling, you are becoming emotionally overwhelmed. And when you are becoming emotionally overwhelmed, you'll be hurting. And when you are hurting, you are not going to do the right thing. And these are few things which I want to say. And then finally, not finally really, but
For now.
please avoid rushing into marriage
Huh.
if you have not married. Be sure of what you want. Prepare well. Pray well. prepare economically, financially, mentally, socially. Think through so many things. Many times we don't think through. As soon as I'm leaving the family, I'm fed up. You want to run away. What are you running into? Do you even know? The which you know is better than the friend, the kind person you don't know. Because that witch will take care of you. That's your parents. That's your family that you want to run away to, into a man that you don't know. So build up your confidence before you get married. So many are not confident when they go to get married. Know your core value, know your spiritual gifts, know your emotional problems, know your purpose. Why do you want to marry? Just to become Mrs. Somebody. After that, just to have children. So build up your ability to speak with tactics. We didn't build all that one before. But when we get in, when it brush your side right and left, you learn how to talk.
Yeah.
Because that man is not your brother, he's not your father, and he's not your mate. Whether we say we are equal, good. But if you look at the makeup of a body, the head is still head. Nobody walks with the head. So if you look at how God creates head and say husband is the head, at the same time, woman is not the foot, but the head is the controller of every part of the body. And God forbid that you have a mad head.
God forbid. Okay.
And that is why you've got to have the knowledge of how to talk, ability to respect. So many people, we don't know how to respect. Is it not my age mate? No. No, now. Respect. Respect doesn't mean you are kneeling down. No, 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 no. Respect doesn't mean, the way our brother, they put the food on their head and they kneel down, the man will wash their head, a hand in the bowl and go. No, that's not it. But respect. And respect, they say, begat respect. If something bothers you, talk about it. Talk about it prayerfully. And then build up the ability to understand how to minimize outside involvements. Build up that honesty at all time. Honesty in your feeling. If your feeling is not tell, if your nice is not, I did something in my house. When I found out that we were spending money back and forth and there's no house rent is going, I thought this, well, looking at it, joint account will not pay me. I walked into the bank and I broke it. And then when I broke it, I went to pay the landlord because I was thinking 6 months. Because my husband loved books, so we bought books. We always buy book every month. My children knows how big our library is before they all disappeared. It was a massive library. A whole room full of books. Every week, month ending, we have to buy a box of books. And we have to pay the book people, but we are not paying house rent. We are not bothering the children are eating. Well, I thought, no, children will eat, food will eat. I don't know who to report to. So I took it on my head. I know I've suffered it, but it worked out something. So I didn't do the conversation. That's the only thing that brought the problem. Because I don't know how to bring it. He will say, no, you are going against the church law. But I have never had where the church say you must do joint account. I'm a member of that church. They just said we should work together. So it might be joint or not. Nobody said it. I've never heard. So I went to break it. And that breaking helped us to ensure that we pay all our debts. And so regularly, go over and reflect on what is going on. Talk to each other. And well,
Okay.
let me stop.
A lot of things like
Question might bring the answer.
this is just coming, mama. Too many things to
Sorry.
share. Too many things to share. Thank you so much. For one thing I really want to highlight was that thing you said about not no contempt and no stonewalling. And that's what we, my generation call attitude, not giving up attitude. Sometimes you say, I didn't even say anything, I was just looking. But the looking last song
Hmm.
is heavy. The person is getting all the signals and all the communication. They will say, in fact, non-verbal communication is weightier than actually the words that we say. So the attitude, the stonewalling, the eye rolling and all of that is part of the disrespect, and there are things that are also causing issues. So we have to consider all of that. And I like where you started that conversation from, that don't be defensive, because it is in being defensive, actually, that what I ordered was what I got. Like, come to terms with the program. Yeah, maybe your expectations was not what you found in there. Okay, let's moving on. How do we because a lot of times we now stay in that state of, this person not show me this part, or I don't see this part before, I did not know they were like this. So, and then you begin to build up defense, and unconsciously that defense that you have built up just begins to emit different kinds of attitude that even you, if they don't put a mirror to your face, you would not believe that you were actually showing those attitudes, because it's just a form of defense. It's just a form of, you're just like building a shield around yourself. And you don't need to do that, because this is a union. Actually, it's a union. So there was a lot of wisdom in what you shared there. That is really important, to be conscious of what we're doing and be intentional about building. You're there already. That's why that's information of choosing right. If you're a single person watching this, honestly, I believe that the way our first guest, Mommy Joseph, she said we should start talking about menopause from when we start telling children about menstruation, and I totally agree with that. And also this issue of marriage, I believe that is a conversation that should start early, because I feel that a lot of us start to prepare for marriage late. And I will call out our parents for that, because all these periods of school, primary school, secondary school, they'll be like, face your book, uni, face your book. And then after NYS, maybe you're getting to your mid 20s, late 50s, like, oh yeah, start thinking of marriage. So you're not prepared. You're just like, oh, I found somebody I love. Maybe your parents are even putting you under pressure. That wasn't my case at all. Or, maybe some people are being pressured, like, you're almost 30, you better be fast. And they don't have any information. Yeah, somebody said she has missed a lot. Don't worry, the replay will be on YouTube. So we don't have any information, and you just find somebody, oh, I love him, I love him. Love is not enough. She's talked about values, knowing your own purpose, not just your purpose for getting married, your own purpose in life. If you were not married, what would you be doing? What would your life look like? Do you know all of that? Having a lot of conversations, a lot of things. You need to discuss a lot of things. Come to terms and understand a lot. Don't just be like you're saying earlier, just be smiling in courtship. Hey, you smile, I smile. And that one happens a lot, because everybody is just like happy and in a good mood. But the real meat of the conversations we're not having. And then when we get into marriage, things that we should have long sorted, we begin to
Hmm.
now sort them in marriage, and it causes a lot of conflict to the extent of separation for some people. So you have to, that point of choosing is very crucial. And our speaker last week also talked about it, that was a mistake. That point of choosing, you need to choose somebody who is aligned with you, particularly in your faith, if you're a Christian, number one. And then there are other things, because there are two Christians that Christians still divorce too. Christians still separate, because other values are critical to each one of them,
Take it away.
not
Hmm.
aligned in those things. So choosing right is the first thing to think about on this marriage conversation. And I think parents, those of us that are younger parents, that we need to start that conversation with our children earlier. Yes, they should face their book. However, we should also tell them about these things. Like, these are the things that you should begin to think about. Not a year or 6 months to the marriage. We'll not be doing crash course. What did they call it in deeper life? I can't remember. Marriage. Marriage classes. I can't remember what we call it. Or, other churches have it. Just 6 months to the wedding. It's too short. Those preparations
It's
should
short.
have started early. Like, just begin to grind it into your head that two cannot work together except they be agreed. So that agreement must come on a lot of things. Don't overlook any conflict in the courtship to say, oh, we'll work it out in marriage. Oh, are we changing? Oh, are we converting? Oh,
Just work it
no.
out.
No, just talk it out. Talk it out. Like, sort it out.
Sort it out. Yeah.
Yeah, understand each other, be sure that you're on the same page before you take that big step, because it's a big step. And it is, it's not something that you can just turn away and say, I'm not doing again. It's going to leave a lot of scars and damage on the way. So wisdom in choosing is very important. So thank you, Ma, for sharing all of that. If you are just
Thank
joining,
you.
we missed a lot, so just go back and go and catch it. Okay, so let's move into the parenting conversation now. I know because I'm a child of yours myself that you raised excellent children. And if our spouses are here, they can contribute. Yes, we know that nobody is perfect because we're all not perfect. But I can say that in places where we justify ourselves, there's that comment, you know, there's that positive review, if I want to put it that way, of how well raised, we are. And I just want to ask, how did you do that? What are the secrets to that, especially even as a single mother? Because I know that for the most part of raising us, you were a single mother. So how did you manage? How did you? Somebody has reminded me, marriage committee. God bless you, Sister
Okay.
yeah, marriage committee, just like few weeks to the marriage or few months to the marriage, crash course is not helping. We need extensive teaching, from extensive practical teaching, from a while before. But yeah, so on to the parenting conversation now. How did you raise such amazing children, both biological and non-biological? Because I know you are also that woman that you are seeing a child with baby, you must find a way to impact on that child, like. But just share with us quickly. We've done 41 minutes already. The gist is sweet.
There are one or two things that I would need to bring out here, that your previous parental dynamics can affect your future dynamics in child rearing
Trauma.
in two ways. You might decide that what I see here, I want it. Or what I see here, I don't want it. So for me, being born again helped me a lot to see what I want in child rearing. Before I got married, I have a picture of what I want because of what I have seen. Sometimes they say to me, um, or we hear that children, they don't, everybody help you to take care of your children. But in my heart and my life, I have decided that not everybody. Unfortunately, the toll of life made me push my children to some other things. But to one thing, salvation made me to say discipline is very important, because the discipline I have, good enough, I have my brother here. The last born of our family were not as disciplined as the first two of us on my mom's side, because mom was getting older. But I have it in mind that, but still in the house, there were discipline. You can't just do whatever you like. And reading some books, I found out that discipline was important. Not for you as a parent, but for the child themselves. Because when I got to school of nursing, I found out that some discipline of you have to wash your clothes yourself, you have to do this, you have to do that, helped me. And it's still helping me now. Some few things that my mom taught me or make us do makes our head to fly. Number two, the other dynamics, which I said I will never allow, is allowing my children to just go spend holiday anywhere. Because the pictures they see there might be different from my what I wanted. And little wonder that when I was leaving Nigeria, there were so many things in my brain. Camilla was the first thing to say, my children are on their own. Going to the school to say, please let them stay there. Putting the other one in Trinity Chop Tutor was the other thing. Because I wanted to try to ensure that they have less time to spend with people who do not have the value that I have for my children. The value I want for them is to be well educated, is to be disciplined, is to be to achieve things in life. And that was what was putting oil or fueling my actions. When I was not so much in touch with them, I was still in touch. I was still in touch in wanting to know what they are doing, where they are doing, and so on like that. We used teachers, but those teachers were not there. But thank God for when WhatsApp came. It gave us opportunity to still go back to a family where we can kind of pass information. And of course, my children do not have that fear. They have they fear me. They're here. My children fear me. To even tell me this is the man I want to, this is the day, I know it's not something they came and just say, I've been a man, oh, I've seen a woman, oh. I know they fear me. And I know that. And I respect them. They don't know that I respect them for that. And I can stand up for them anywhere. When somebody came and told me a story about them, I just told that person, no, they won't do that. Get to trust your children. Get them to know you. Get them to love you. Get them to fear you. I don't mean unnecessary fear. The fear that makes them to say, I will tell your mom, and they will say, please. Not the fear that I will tell your mom, say, go now. What will she do? None of my children say that. Even when Paul, Mommy Embo, he will run. My children want to go and watch football. They make sure they feel when I see them feeling the drum, I know that there's a request coming. They just want to watch football. There's a request coming. We play, we jump together, we do things, but respect. Let's have a place. Let your children respect you. Not that I told you, I can't do that. No one of them had ever talked back. Maybe the first time one of them would talk back was nearing her wedding. If you remember, in
One
that
of them.
taxi. And another of them, it was also near the wedding. I think wedding does change something. But they will know what I have just said then. What brought out those arguments. They will respect it now that I wasn't fighting for myself. I was fighting for them. Because you are going to somebody's house. You're not going to my house. I can accommodate some things. So love your children. Let them fear you. Respect them. The Bible says so. The Bible tells us to love them. It tells us that we shouldn't make them to be offended. Don't let your children be offended. Provide for your children. We didn't have much, but the little we have, they have whatever the little we have. There are so many days we eat kole in our house. Let you know what is kole? No meat, no fish,
Lẹ́ran kò lẹ́ja kò lẹ́yìn.
nothing. But that was what we had. Get them to be contented. I remember that is one of our policy in that house. Be contented with what you have. They don't go looking into other people's house. One day, Ruth came in and said, and somebody bought a car. And then that one say, Paul and Sam say, go to their house and let them be your father. Maybe they can remember. I won't forget. I always listen to their conversation, but I don't answer. Don't be too overly involved in all their conversation of your children. I hear a lot of things, but in my room I pretend that, and I won't mention it. I won't say it. They never knew maybe I had this the day. They say, Rutu, you go to do this kind of thing. If daddy was alive, he will never allow you. They dealt with her that day, the two of them. But don't be too involved in it. They eat. You two come here. Come here. Come here. Let them be. Let them play. Let them be. Ruth and Paul, they're always, even things that they shouldn't argue about, they will argue. I think their wife and husband know them. They will just argue. But it's not. Then at the end of the day, they are so like that, the three of them. Let them respect one another. So those are the things that I did. I made sure, and they are from Bible principle.
Yes.
Love them, I provided the little I have with love. Correct them when need be. Anything they're schooling, advise when opportunity comes, and
Okay.
don't jump on conclusion. Somebody comes to report your child, you have taken kumo, buga, buga, buga. Give that child
Benefit.
opportunity and let that child talk. And then don't listen to gossip from children. One day Ruth came home. She said, they said one goat gave birth to chicken. And they said, they said so. They said in order to one goat gave birth to chicken. And I said, were you there when the goat gave birth to the chicken? He said, no. I said, so when the police are looking for people who are witnesses or people who said it, I will hand you over. He said, I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not. Don't let your children come and tell you, and they are here. I have never sat them down. Maybe one day we were just talking overall, and that was they have already grown up. We talk about things that has happened. I don't come back telling my children, and this person did me harm. This person did me evil. They are here. If I'm lying, put it online and say, Mom, you are lying. You always gossip about people.
Yeah.
Examples in your life, your children will pick it.
Yeah. And what else?
And let me leave it at that. If there's
Wow,
any
thank you so
question,
much. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. And I like where you started the conversation from discipline, because so somebody will not take that part where you said, "Oh, don't interfere. Let them." We have already. The Bible says, "Train up a child in the way it should go." So the seed has been planted. You're just nurturing it. The children are going to a stage where you have already built them up. So let them also, continue to build themselves up from there. Don't be too overly, involved at the point where you should actually be watching the things that you've planted begin to germinate and grow. So yes, and that part about provoke not your children to wrath. That's one part that we don't really quote. So we just say, honor your father, mother, honor your father. But if you read down,
no
it talks
problem.
about not provoking the children to wrath. So that's really also important because they're humans. Because sometimes I believe that we think children are just like something, not really like human beings that have feelings. That there are things that was done to me that I can't believe I still remember, because it just won't leave my mind, because those people just thought. I remember I shared it before on my page where there's no time for this story, but I'll share it anyway. Where in choir practice, the choir master, I will not mention his name now, was counting soprano sisters. I said 1, 2, 3, and half. So he counted me as half because I was younger, and the other soprano sisters were older. And I'll never forget, like, me half. That thing really pained me until now. I didn't forget. He's my friend on Facebook. Oh, we talk and all of, like, we say hi to each other sometimes. You know him. If I mention his name, it's the namesake of your son. Our one and only was the main grandmaster for the longest time in the youth church. But he didn't see it as anything. But sometimes you don't really know that children have emotions too. So I just wanted
Mm.
to emphasize that part of not provoking them, because it's really, really important. Really, and I'm also taking that lesson myself for my children, because sometimes we just act, but we don't really think about their own emotional part of it. Okay, I don't want us to do more than 1 hour, to be honest. And definitely, I'm bringing my mom back to have